So on to the first bout of day 12. And it's between Kotoryu, just back from a 2-basho spell in the Juryo division, one below this one. He's fighting Jumonji. He's fought him once before, won once. Kotoryu comes from a sumo family. Both his father and his grandfather were sumo wrestlers, pro sumo wrestlers, that is. Amateur sumo is quite flourishing in Japan. In fact, quite a high proportion of the wrestlers get into pro sumo now are from the amateur ranks. Well, Jumonji bites the dust there with from the overarm throw of Kotoryu. But the amateur sumo, while I'm on that theme, is now becoming an avenue for non-Japanese wrestlers to come in to pro sumo ranks. A couple of Russians are now recently come in, and these 2 Russians fought in the World Amateur Sumo Championships. Now we have Otsukasa against Shimotori. Shimotori 147 kilos, Otsukasa 149. Quick, brief burst of activity there, and it's Shimotori who gets it. Yoritaoshi, that gives him 8 wins now, and Kachikoshi, so in his second basho, he'll be pleased to have got that. His previous basho, he had Makikoshi, only 6 wins, 9 losses. Now Wakanoyama against Oikari. Oikari is an ex-Japanese amateur champion, currently in the Makuuchi division. There are 18 of them, 18 out of 40 come through the amateur route. Used to have fought 3 times previously. Oikari's won 2 of them. So he's making all the go in there. Tend to be more skillful, the amateur wrestlers, than the pro ones. Though the pro wrestlers make up for it because their route through is tougher, perhaps. So Oikari winning that one with hikiotoshi, and that gives him his 5th win. And that was 7th loss for Wakanoyama. The wrestlers that really have to worry about Makikoshi are the ones at the bottom end of the Maegashira rankings. Maegashira 14, 15, etc. If they get a bad score, they'll drop down to the next division. Now Hamanishiki against Tamakasuga. So a good Sapari attack there from the lighter wrestler. Tamakasuga tries to close in, but there's a grip round the neck. Looked like the beginning of Kubinagi. Didn't quite go through with the neck throw, but he used that movement which unsettled Tamakasuga to push him out with yorikiri. So 6th win for Hamanishiki, 8th loss for Tamakasuga, and Makikoshi for him. Next out, Akinoshima against Kyokutenho. Mongolian Kyokutenho, he's got 4 wins so far. Akinoshima's only got 3. Akinoshima in the past has won 19 tournament prizes, which is 19 good bashos. He's also got a lot of kimboshi, which is, so he's beaten a lot of yokozuna. He would have beaten a lot more if the 2 yokozuna hadn't come from his own stable. That's to say Wakanohana and Takanohana, because they don't fight wrestlers from their own stable unless it's a playoff. Well, Kinoshima is certainly looking feeble at the end of these bouts. He's going down, looking apparently exhausted, because he may well have a cold or temperature or whatever. So that was the previous one, was the 5th win for Kyokutenho. Now Kaiho, Kaku stable, which now also includes Shimotori. Fights Miyabiyama. They fought 7 times. Miyabiyama's won 5 of that 7. Miyabiyama there using his bulk. Now Kaiho doing a lot of slaps, and there's a pull down from Miyabiyama. Slightly unusual. You would expect Kaiho to be more likely to do the switch from push to pull, but Miyabiyama used that opportunity there very skillfully, and that gives him 8 wins and Kachikoshi. Next out, Kotonowaka, bluish mawashi against Takanonami. They fought 49 times. Takanonami's won 28 of them. Very careful start. Takanonami's not noted for his clean tachi-ai. See how intently the wrestlers watch each other. Make or break moment. Well, there's another one. And that's Chiyonofuji there, the Kokonoe Oyakata, having some harsh words to say. And a third one. Well, Takanonami's got to put his hands down. As Chiyonofuji is pointing out, you lower one hand, then the other hand, then you pause very briefly, and then you go. Eventually, he does it. Well, maybe he wasn't looking forward to this bout. Kotonowaka there. Takes advantage of twist of Takanonami's. Almost got pushed out from the rear, although he manages to front up at the end. Oh, some couple of famous Japanese actors there. It's Sugawa, and with him was Okuda watching. Daizen. Big and good is what his name means. He's fighting Aminishiki. Which actually doesn't mean very much at all. Aminishiki is just a name that comes with the stable. It means brocade, but if you translate it, it sounds a bit nonsensical. Well, that was a nice, interesting bout there. Both wrestlers dancing around. Eventually, Aminishiki gets it with a push. So that was Aminishiki's fourth win. And that was 10th loss for Daizen. So compared with his previous basho, he got 9 wins the basho before. So this basho is pretty much of a disaster for him. But he's at Maigashira 4. He's safe enough. It's only the bottom Maigashira rankings have to worry about. Makikoshi. Now Takanowaka against Toki. Toki, heavier of the two, some 30 kilos heavier. Takanowaka is giving in some stick, drives him out there with yorikiri from those suppari attacks. So 5th win for Takanowaka. Takanowaka started off pretty disastrously. He had 5 straight losses from day one. Then he started to get into it a bit, started to do his own sumo, as they say. Now, Takamisakari, well, the crowd love this man. He's different, you have to say that. Fighting Wakanosato. They fought once before, and Wakanosato won that match. Well, a bit of a bang there, and from the bang they separated a bit, but Wakanosato closed in quickly. He got the Daiashi going, that's the forward movement of the feet, and it was enough to drive Takamisakari over the edge. Let's watch this one again. So there's the bang, there's the separation. Wakanosato closes in and moving forward with the feet, the all-important Daiashi as it's called, and that was 7th win for Wakanosato, 5th loss for Takamisakari, and some prize money for Wakanosato. Now we have Tochinonada here fighting Tosanoumi. Fought 13 times in the past. Tosanoumi's won 8 of those 13. Those wrestlers around the 155 kilo mark. Well, that was interesting there. Tosanoumi came out hard and fast, went into a driving push, but Tochinonada retreated, and eventually Tosanoumi dives to the ground with a bit of assistance, it must be said, from Tochinonada. There's some Kemichiro money. Musayama. Fights Kyokushuzan. Well, Musayama comes out hard and fast from the tachi-ai, like a rocket. Kyokushuzan, good at the henka, the changes from the tachi-ai. We know he does a lot of technique, so he's a dangerous fighter for any rikishi. Well, not such a hard, fast start from Musayama there. Wanted to be a little bit careful, but he's chasing Kyokushuzan. That's it, he gets in. Kyokushuzan skids around the inside of the circle, but Musayama drives him out. 9th win for Musayama. There's that throat push from Kyokushuzan. Tries a little bit of a sidestep move there. Kashi goes for the arm drag, tries to pop just on the inside of Musayama's leg, but too much momentum there from Musayama's push, so over he went, and some prize money for Musayama. Sashimaru coming out. His bout against Asa Shoryu. Well, that should be interesting. As I recall, in their head-to-head so far, they've pretty even, 3 wins apiece. It's going to be the match of the day, which we'll see very shortly. Now, Tochiozuma against Dejima. These two have fought 22 times. Tochiozuma's won 15 of them. Dejima coming back on form, has got 9 wins so far. Tochiozuma's got 8 wins. So there's a very hard headbang start there. So many wrestlers now going square on head-to-head from these Tachiai. Certainly doesn't do their brains any good. Well, Tochiozuma gets that one. Drops a little bit lower, drives with his head and 2 hands on the belt. And shoves Dejima out. So there it is, head on the chest, low drive. And that's 9th win for Tochiozuma. So that levels up their scores there as far as this basho goes. Now, both of them have got 9 wins apiece. That's a well-known pro wrestler in Japan. There's Inoki. These sumo guys like watching pro wrestling. Now, Chiyotakai against Kaiho. These have fought 20 times. Previously, Chiyotakai has won 11 of them. Kaiho's got 7 wins. A win here, we're giving Kachikoshi. Chiyotakai's already got that with 9 wins. So there's that head straight into Kaiho's face, and without any fuss whatsoever, Kaiho just absorbs it and drives him out. Well, when Kaiho's good, he really is good. Kaiho on form is Yokozuna material. So there's the thrust to the throat, and then from there, just a push, and over goes Chiyotakai. So 8th win, and Kachikoshi for Kaiho. 3rd loss for Chiyotakai. His 9-day winning streak came to an end. Days 10, 11 and 12 now. He's got losses. Now Musashi Maru against Asa Shoryu. 3 wins apiece in previous encounters. Huge weight difference between them. Almost 100 kilos weight difference. 220 pounds. That's the weight of a big man normally. And Asa Shoryu gets especially aggressive against Yokozunas. Musashi Maru knows he's going to be taking some stick there if he gives Asa Shoryu half a chance. So the rituals, the crouch downs, coming to an end. Now's the moment of truth. Musashi Maru there looking quite composed, I must say. Almost zen-like state. Well, a low dive at the legs for Asa Shoryu. Well, he obviously planned that, but it was a huge mistake. Musashi Maru's huge bulk just descended on him. Maybe have gone off slightly to one side to grab the leg, but to go straight in under the big man must have been asking for trouble. Well, that's an extra 100 kilos on top of his head. So there, goes in very low, slightly to one side, but he just gets squashed down and then driven out with yorikiri. So Musashi Maru now with 12 straight wins, and a lot of wrestlers, Tochiozuma, Musayama, Chiyotakai, Dejima and Hokuto Riki, some way behind with 3 losses and 9 wins. So the gap opening up even more now for the Yokozuna. Well, there's still a chance. There are 3 more bouts to go, and although he's got a 3 win gap over the rest of the field, Musashi Maru in theory could lose the next 3 bouts, and then it would be a playoff at the end. So Musashi Fuji from the same stable as Musashi Maru does the bow twirling ceremony. Stay with us. We'll be back with more sumo very shortly.